Next is from Ramon Sanchez, subbed as AEW's second homegrown superstar. Morning, fellas. I'll make it quick. MJF being the first is Jade Cargill, AEW's second homegrown mainstream wrestling superstar. And what are your opinions on how expertly well she and her team managed her way through AEW to get to WWE? Be safe, fellas. Well, are there any other homegrown super? Well, MJF's not a homegrown superstar there because he was from MLW and stuff and thing like. But Jade Cargill is
but nobody knows about MLW, bro. So
no. But
he actually and he started in
wait.
Only hardcore Mark would know that.
He started at TCW.
It's like when Ray was in WCW. How many people probably knew he was in AAA? Nobody.
No, of course not. Yeah. But by a standard here of a homegrown superstar, Jade Cargill never wrestled any matches besides in AEW. That's a homegrown superstar. I would say she's the only homegrown superstar. Like, I wouldn't even include MJF as being the first homegrown superstar.
I would.
By definition, I would disagree.
How about,
okay, if you want to say this, okay, I hear what you're saying. You're saying if you wrestled in kind of minor organizations,
right,
and AEW was the first, AEW.
Right, because where else are you going to work? Everybody works in a minor organization. You worked in Northeast Georgia before you went to WCW. I worked in AAA, even though that was a major thing, but I was there before. But nobody knew about my past in AAA except a hardcore Mark or maybe a wrestler.
Right.
Like Disco, you wouldn't consider
she's definitely a homegrown superstar, and she did expertly navigate her way to the WWE because she went out on top and like
she did.
She only lost one match.
Yeah.
Think of that.
I wonder if her representation
was a homegrown superstar.
Who?
Abaddon.
No, but just real quick, would you think Darby? Would you consider him homegrown because he was in like Evolve and AEW?
You know what I mean?
That's my man.
Like a hardcore fan and another wrestler. That's it. That's such a minor thing. I'm not discounting it, but
they push the pillars. Darby, Cassidy, MJF, and Sammy as their four. These are their four homegrown superstars.
Wait, I thought Jack Perry was in the fourth thingy-majiggers. Wasn't he?
I don't know. They've
got where is Jack Perry? Is he still suspended?
He's still suspended
since that fight.
Yeah, crazy, huh? Next from Kevin Moran. Subject is 100 questions from Kevin Moran. Greetings, K100. K100 questions from Kevin Moran. I have one question each for Disco and Conan. Disco, during your career at Sapphire Gentlemen's Club, the world's largest gentlemen's club in Vegas, have any of the girls expressed an interest in getting into the wrestling business? If not, hypothetically, if a girl did express interest, would you encourage or discourage her from getting into the business? Conan, which nickname has more heat with you, Big Bill or the Chadster? Keep up the work. That's Kevin in North Kakalaki. There are actually a couple girls that are training to wrestle that worked at the club. So they may do something someday. Yeah, there's a couple girls that may end up. One of them's recently quit. Well, both of them quit thing and the other. They're actually wrestling like independents full time. So I forget what the girls
train them?
No, I didn't train them.
Oh.
What gets more heat, Big Bill or the Chadster?
That's close, but I have to go with the Chadster. What a ridiculous name.
Well, I think Big Bill. Yeah. Next is Jordan K. The subject is Dragon Lee. Hello, hope you're all doing well. I was wondering if you had any thoughts on Dragon Lee and NXT. Just appeared on Monday Night Raw in a match against Dom. So it seems like WWE does have plans for him. Obviously, Ray is one of a kind, but do you think Dragon Lee could fill shoes at WWE's strongest booked mass luchador? Respectfully, Jordan. So let me see. Okay, you got the LWO. So you got Santos, the two guys, and what's their name? Ray. Okay, Selena. They got Dragon Lee now. What other Latino performers do they have in that system right now, or on that show? Am I missing somebody here?
Yeah, Rodriguez.
Rodriguez? Oh yeah, okay. Raquel
Rodriguez, right. That Roxanne Perez, is that her name?
Yeah, you know what? They were looking at I bet you they were looking at okay, we got the LWO, but we're still not representing enough of Latino wrestlers on this show. Just having one little faction is like the Latino representation.
Well, it doesn't help that LWO just gets treated like besides Santos and Ray.
Right.
The other two guys, Joaquin Wild, is that his name?
Yeah.
Joe?
I think so.
Yes, Joaquin Wild, yes.
Benicio del Toro, nothing.
Yeah.
Both of those guys, they get squashed all the time, including this Monday. They're like an afterthought. They're like jobbers. That does not help.
Right. Next is from Jordan K. Oh, wait, hang on. I just read this one. Let's go to the next one. Next is from Jeff S. AAA booking and whatnot. Yo, Conan, I know you're the booker man down in AAA, so I figured I'd ask. Have you made any calls up to Chicago to see if a certain unemployed professional wrestler is interested in being booked down in Mexico? Hey, Joe, pop quiz for you. Where did Steve Austin go when he left WCW before he got to the WWF? Where did Brian Pillman go when he left WCW before he drove his car into a tree? Seems like there's a gap in the market for that kind of thing nowadays. Hey, Discus, tell us a story about those midgets down in Australia.
Well, Austin and Pillman both went to ECW. Conan was there.
Yeah, but Joe, these guys being so facetious asking the question because he knew you would answer it because even though it was a rhetorical question. Conan, have you had any contact with CM Punk, or are you willing to at liberty to say?
No, I sent out a message to him through Rey Mysterio, and he never answered back. That in itself told me that he probably didn't want to come down. And I'm assuming now, I haven't even tried because I have a feeling he's going to WWE, but I could be wrong.
All right, next is from CH. Joe, you might win $100. From CH, subject is wrestling versus entertainment business. Sub K100 crew, David Listener, a huge fan of everyone involved with the show. I start off with the protocol. Combat 1, Disco's hair game is always on point. The gentleman cut is still in vogue. Love the Instagram posts. Compliment 2, May You All at the first Starcast was the best live show and meet and greet for the entire weekend. My question, is it safe to say that AEW is in the wrestling business while WWE is in the entertainment business? Back in the day, I remember Vince McMahon boisterously telling the story about how Ted Turner called him when Ted bought WWE to say, Vince, I'm in the wrestling business. To which Vince replied, that's nice, Ted, but I'm in the entertainment business. This still resonates to today with AEW and WWE. WWE consistently has their talents in films, TV shows, talk shows, game shows, award shows, and ESPN sports shows, etc. They constantly have a cross promotion to try and bring additional eyes to the product and build brand awareness, whereas AEW does not use avenues like WWE does. Tony Khan could put together some really good pay-per-view cards, but I feel since Cody and Brandy left, AEW has lacked in cross promotion. When they had Cody and Brandy, they had their own reality series. Cody was on that Go Big show with stars like Bert Kreischer, Snoop Dogg, and Rosario Dawson.
Woo!
Bert Kreischer, Snoop Dogg, and Rosario Dawson.
Woo!
Bert Kreischer's like a fat, beer gutted, white trash comedian type. Yeah,
they misnamed him on one of their advertisements one time. Plus, Cody was making appearances on shows like Entertainment Tonight and Hollywood First Look promoting AEW Dynamite. You don't see anything like that with the current talent roster now. It just comes off that AEW is primarily focused on wrestling only, ignoring a demographic that could be vital to their success, the casual fan. What are your thoughts? Thanks, and that's Chris from Columbus, Ohio. Bro, this is why they probably have their eye and are probably going to go hard on getting MJF, and that's probably why they wanted Cody. Because Cody does good cross promotions. He does good television. Looks like $1 million, speaks well and stuff. Everything like that. That's the type of people they try to get, like game changers. People you can draw fans outside of wrestling and get them to be wrestling fans. So, what do you think about that?
And you've got to admit that they had to be salivating over Jade. They had to be going, how do you drop the ball on this girl? Please give her to us because we're going to, bro, she's already a star just standing there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
they're treating her like what? They're treating her as this major acquisition. She's like, look at her.
She's going to Raw.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder. Dude, I wonder who she knows or who knew her. I just have a feeling like she was told a while ago, "Don't resign because they're looking at you." You know what I mean?
That's how it happens. Yeah. Like Kristen
even though
goes,
they call it.
I didn't talk. I was reading this interview where Kristen said, not
Edge.
Kristen, what's his name? Edge.
Adam.
Yeah, and so Edge was like, "Yo, it was really a quick thing, They hadn't reached out to me until like 9 days before I got there." And I'm thinking to myself,
right, like, bro, they talk. You kidding?
Right, of course they talk.
And
sometimes they talk through people. Because in the interview, he said, listen to this. In the interview, he was saying, yeah, I always kept in contact with Christian and FTR, and they'd ask me stuff like, how's it over there? And I'd say, how's it over there? It's way more than that. Hey, right.